Welcome, friends of the earth. This is Daniel McKenzie here on the Daniel McKenzie Show. Today is December 6th, 2021. Today's news about me. It's always about me. Oh boy. I'll tell you what's going on and some facts about me, so you get to know me better. Okay. Today I start physical therapy. Yay! Maybe not. We'll find out. I'll tell you tomorrow what happens. I'm doing much better. So far I've not been short of breath for more than 48 hours. That's astonishing. What's even better, they did a CAT scan for my chest. Had no problems with straight oxygen at 12 liters or whatever it was. It means I can get I can walk out of here right now, hopefully, with a walker. I'll tell you, 2 weeks ago, they were ready, or 3 weeks ago, they were ready to put a ventilator on me. I've come so far, just finally getting rid of this funk and everything else. Things are looking up now. We're out of the woods. I'm glad to tell you all. Getting the news here. Notes I made before I even go on the show, so I'm not freewheeling in it. I'm so lucky. I could have been one of them helpless people laying in bed with hoses down their throat. I wouldn't have been happy. And what even felt bad is that I hit bottom just after I got everything prepared in my garage. I bought a new 4-post lift. I bought commercial tools. Mechanics level tools. All kinds of different tools for each type of different parts of the car. I love working on cars. Especially when I got the tools. I got an air compressor like a year ago. I finally fixed that, put a new motor on it, and lo and behold, and I'll tell you, I cried for weeks saying, what the hell happened to me? What the hell happened to me? Well, now I'm smiling. I'm saying, the hell was what happened to me. We came through. Like I said, I was getting ready to, I just got my, few people, my son, to push my red Nissan up the driveway, which is a bitch, up onto the ramp. And that was it. It's like, I told my son, I'll work on it tomorrow next day. Well, a week later, I ended up in and out of the hospital. And then in the hospital again. And then my foot's getting infected. That's what did it. Besides, I can't breathe. The good doctor, it got my foot straightened out. We are here. My foot's healing real well. We're gonna get through this. I beat the odds. They wanted to amputate my foot. I said, over my dead body. I got saved in this bed by the pastor, my friend Danny Kitts. The best medicine of all. And each day I started getting better after that. What a miracle. Now my new goals, my other issues, I have a bad left knee. I'm hoping to see somebody today to get a cortisone injection and maybe even go a little farther and fix the damn thing. After 35 years, on my first motorcycle I owned, my Yamaha 250, that I rode back and forth to high school, which I was the only one, I think, and maybe one or two other people, They were riding motorcycles at the time. I was the legendary cool guy, you know, people of the class of 87 at Taylor Center. Don't forget that. So I bought the most geek car in the world, my 79 Buick Century with the back that cut off, that maroon color, and the dent had a big dent in the rear. I paid $500 for my neighbor across the street. The most ugliest car in the world. You know what? I would love to buy that car, but I'd probably get $5,000 for it. But it was all right when I got it on the bottom. It looked good. I spent an afternoon with it in my backyard. I mean, things shine like a new car out there a lot. It was so faded. But that was 35 years ago. I didn't realize those would be memories I go back to constantly. And then now I'm an old man, and it's like, what happened to all those years? You know, my people there that all went to school with me. Oh, let's see what's that now. All right, we're getting to the news today. I'm not gonna bore you so bad. Like I said, there was a day in April. I flipped my motorcycle. I hit my knee on the curb. Oh, that day, that was the first life-changing event. I was supposed to get surgery, but my chicken ass wouldn't even let behind me, man. If I did the surgery, I would never had health issues. You know what? If I never rode a motorcycle, I would probably put 20 years in Navy, because my hip, it was my second accident on my motorcycle. I hit somebody backed into me while I was going down Bailey Street. Yeah, you know Joanne Collins and Danny Collins, if you watch my video. I crashed in front of your house 2 weeks before I graduated, and a month before I went in the U.S. Navy. I formed a bump on my left hip, and I was going through boot camp. My 5th week of training was the 4th of July. I had a lot of pain in my hip, and I literally had 5 guys carrying me to the hospital, because my commander said, "Carry your man to the hospital. Carry him. He's your brother. He's dying." And my CC knew I was in bad shape. He felt my hand. He said, "Goddamn senior recruit, my hands are trying to pull me off. Fine. You're sick. Guys, carry this man right now. Carry him right now. We're going to sick bay." They carried me to my CC's truck. My CC, they came with me. Took me to sick bay. Sick bay was going to give me a couple bills. My CC almost grabbed one of the guys and said, "Get a goddamn doctor in this house right now. He's not all right." And an officer just happened to walk in the sick bay, and he looked at me. He grabbed the radio and says, "I want a goddamn ambulance over here at the sick, over at recruit land. Now, now, now." Senior Recruit Mackenzie, hang in there. You're very hot. I'm going to be with you all the way. And that man was with me for 2 days. He didn't let go of me. He said, "Senior Recruit, I'm your dad until I get a hold of your folks. I'm not going to let you go." And I sustained anybody dead for it. Unfortunately, he was the only person that was being a father to me, because my dad didn't give a shit about see me, because I was in the hospital for almost 3 months there, because I couldn't just go back into basic training at that point. I had to have surgery on my hip, and they put a cut about this long and the crack where your leg and hip come together, and you can't see the scar unless you look for it. and they dug almost out of the bone to get all the infection and rotten scar tissue out of my hip. And I swear it took them like 4 rolls to pack that hole. And it was kind of amazing. And like a month and a half, that hole filled right back up. And I was like, they ain't gonna heal that big hole in my hip forever. I went to Larry's, and when I did come out of surgery, I had 2 massive clots. I couldn't breathe when I came out of surgery. So I was in ICU for the first 2 weeks on liquids, people. And then when I got out of there, they said, you can't serve being on blood thinners, and you'll have to be on them for the rest of your life. And the only person that did was my father, and he called me a coward. And I said, I slammed the phone down, and that was after a week after I got out of the hospital. I really needed to speak to a therapist. I need away from everything at that point, because I was kind of devastated. My father and brother would not come and see me or make a point to see me. And when I got called a coward, I lost my mind. I said, it's time to become a rebel. Like this one Marine that was sleeping, it was the patient next to me in the ward. He told me, he said, Navy's not really for you, Mackenzie. And I said, I never really wanted to come in. I came in because my father pounded in my head was his way of getting rid of me. And I finally realized that at the time.